Now we will see the methods to solve consistent system of equations. So far we have seen how to decide consistency of a given system of equations. After we know how to decide consistency of a given system of equations, now we will see the different methods we have to solve consistent system of linear equations. So, what are those? We are discussing here three methods: Gauss elimination method, Gauss-Jordan method, Gauss-Seidel method. So here we are discussing three methods: Gauss elimination method, Gauss-Jordan method, Gauss-Seidel method. Among these three, the last one, Gauss-Seidel method, is iterative method. That means it is a numerical method which requires calculator. So you be ready with a calculator to learn Gauss-Seidel method. Okay. Now we will see the first method, Gauss elimination method. What we have to do in this Gauss elimination method? We have to write the given system of equations in matrix form, Ax equals to b. After writing the equations in the matrix form, apply row operations. For what you are applying row operations? Apply row operations on both matrix A and also on matrix B. Okay. Apply row operations on A and B to reduce matrix A into echelon form. Remember, in Gauss elimination method, we are reducing matrix A into echelon form. So we are applying row operations on A and also on B. Why you are applying on B also? See, this is an equation. A is on the left hand side, B is on the right hand side. If you are changing the left hand side, in order to maintain the equality, the same change you have to apply on the right hand side. So apply row operations on both A and B. What is your aim? Your aim is to reduce A into echelon form. So then by back substitution, you can find the solution. So what is the first step? Write the given equation in matrix form, Ax equals to b. What is the second step? Apply row operations. Where you are going to apply row operations? On A and B. What is your aim? When you are applying your row operations, your aim is to reduce the matrix A into echelon form. What is your aim? You want to reduce matrix A into echelon form. After reducing the matrix A into echelon form, back substitute and find the solution. Let us see this method through an example. Here a system of equations are given, they are consistent, so we are asked to solve its solution by Gauss elimination method. Remember, if you are asked to use Gauss elimination method, you have to apply row operations so that matrix A reduces into echelon form. Elimination method, echelon form. Okay? Solution is, write the given equations into matrix form. So what is the matrix form? I am directly writing the matrix form. 2, 4, 1. Okay? What are the coefficients here? 3, 2, minus 2. What are the coefficients in third equation? 1, minus 1, 1. So, coefficient matrix completed. Next you need to write x. X, y, z variable matrix equals to, on the right hand side you have to write constant matrix. What are the right hand side constants here? 3, minus 2, 6. Okay, So the given system of equations are written in matrix form, Ax equals to B. Now this is your A, this is your X, this is your B. What you are going to do? We are applying row operations on both A and B. We are applying row operations here and also here. What is the aim? Same row operation we have to apply on both. What is your aim? Your aim is to reduce A into echelon form. Matrix A should be reduced to echelon form. Okay. We are doing this for many times. So how to reduce a matrix into echelon form? We want to make all the below diagonal elements into zeros. What are the diagonal elements here? 2, 2, 1. So I want to make all the below diagonal elements into zeros. Use diagonal elements and reduce the below diagonal elements into zeros. So use row operations. First row operation I will apply is interchange of rows. Why, sir? I will interchange rows so that the row operations will become easy. So I would like to prefer 1 should be the first diagonal element. 1 be the first diagonal element. I want to prefer like that. So what I am applying is R3 interchanges with R1. So what is the use of this? This minimizes the calculations of row transformations. Okay. So this implies, so you are changing first and third rows, interchanging. So first you have to write 1, minus 1, 1. Second row as it is, no change. Now third row is 2, 4, 1. So row operation should be applied on A and B. Variable matrix will not change till the end. Okay. So what I will get here? We are also applying the same row operation on B also. Whatever the row operation you are applying on A, the same row operation you have to apply on B also. So what I will get? 6 minus 2, 3. Okay. Now, again if you see the diagonal elements here, remember, because of your row operations, diagonal elements will change, but the concept is fixed. What is the concept? Use diagonal element, make the below diagonal elements into 0. Okay. 1 minus 1, 1. 3, 2, minus 2. 2, 4, 1. Into x, y, z equals to 6 minus 2, 3. So use first diagonal element and reduce elements in the first positions of the second and third rows into zeros. So apply R2 changes to R2 minus 3R1, R3 changes to R3 minus 2R1. You can apply both simultaneously because same row R1 being used for converting both of them. So after writing the given matrix, given system of equations into matrix form, we will reduce this into echelon form. This implies, so after applying these row operations, the result will be like this. So we are not changing the first row. 1 minus 1, 1 will be as it is. We will change second row. The second row will be 3 minus 3, 0. 2 minus of minus 3, 2 plus 3, 5. Minus 2 minus 3, minus 5. 2 minus 2 becomes 0. 4 minus of minus 2, 4 plus 2 becomes 6. See, R3 gives rise to R3 minus 2R1. So you are multiplying first row with 2 and then subtracting from 3, R3. So what I will get? 2 times of R1, 2, 2 minus 2, 0. 2 times of R1, minus 2, 4 minus minus 2, 4 plus 2, 6. 2, 1 minus 2, minus 1. No need to apply row operations on variable matrix, so write it as it is. You have to apply row operations on B also. So what will be the result if you apply the same row operations on B? So we are not changing first row. Okay. R2 gives rise to R2 minus 3R1. So R2 we have minus 2. 3 times of R1. 3 times of R1 is 18. You are subtracting. So minus 18. Minus 2 minus 18. Minus 20. R3 minus 2 R1. R3 the element is 3. Minus 2 R1. Minus 12. 3 minus 12. So, using row operations, we reduced these two elements into zeros. We need to do one more row operation to reduce matrix A into echelon form. To reduce matrix A into echelon form. What is the row operation we have to apply? So, we want to make this element into 0. This is in R3. So R3 changes to 5R3 minus 6R2. 5R3 minus 6R2. So when I apply that row operation here, this implies so matrix A reduces to, so first row, second row, no change. So write them as it is, 1 minus 1, 1, 0, 5, minus 5. Now calculate the row operation there. 5 times of R3 minus 6 times of R2. This is 0, this is 0. Come to this one. 5 times of R3 becomes minus 5. And 6 times of R2 becomes minus 30. Minus 5 minus of minus plus 30. Minus 5 plus 30. 30 minus 5, 25. Into x, y, z equals to what happens to B? B becomes 6 minus 20, and if you apply this row operation, 5R3 minus 6R2. 5 times of R3 minus 45. 6 times of R2 minus 120. We are subtracting, so minus 120 becomes plus 120. Plus 120 minus 45. What is the result? Plus 120 minus 45. So, the system of equations reduced to echelon form after applying row operations will be like this. What we have to do? We write this matrix form of the system of equations, which is reduced into echelon form, and convert them into equations and solve them by back substitution method. So we write equations from this. So what equations I will get? What equations I will get? If I multiply the matrices, I will get x minus y plus z equals to 6, 5y minus 5z equals to minus 20, and lastly 25z equals to 75. So you multiply the matrices and write them in equations. So the original system of equations is reduced to this system of equations. Now, starting from the last equation, substitute the values of variables into the first equation. Start from the last equation, find the values of variables and substitute in the previous equations. Okay. So that you will get all the values of x, y, z. This is the direction of working. So start with the third equation. What is the third equation? 25z equals to 75. So 25z equals to 75, which implies z equals to 75 divided by 25. So which is equals to 3. What is the second equation? 5y minus 5z equals to minus 20. 5y minus 5z equals to minus 20. Look at that second equation. 5y minus 5z equals to minus 20. So this implies if you cancel 5, y minus z equals to minus 4, which implies y equals to z minus 4. What is z? 3. 3 minus 4, what is its value? Minus 1. Now, see the first equation. X minus y plus z equals to 6. In that you substitute values of y and z and find x. X equals to 6, minus y becomes plus y, plus z becomes minus z when you bring them to the other side of the equation. So 6 plus y is minus 1, minus z is minus 3. So 6 minus 4, 2. So what is the solution? Therefore, x equals to 2, y equals to minus 1, z equals to 3. So we were given an equation, we were given a system of equations. The system of equations are written in matrix form. After writing the matrix form, we are applying row operations. And after applying row operations, we reduced matrix A into echelon form, and the same row operations we also applied on B. So the resultant system of equations in matrix form is this. From this, we are again writing the equations and solving these equations starting from the third equation to the first equation. So the solution is x equals to 2, y equals to minus 1, z equals to 3. This is what Gauss elimination method is. So in the Gauss elimination method, we write the given system of equations in a matrix form, and then we apply row operations on both A and B to reduce matrix A into echelon form. Then by back substitution starting from third equation, substituting the variables into above equations, we get all the values of the variables, which is our required solution. Okay.